tallest of my siblings standing at a whopping, drumroll please.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Whoa.
One adult beverage, please.
Ooh, liquor.
Hey, punk.
He's trying to get
This
lit.
here bar's for adults only.
He is an
You
adult.
gotta be at least 21 to consume
He's
alcoholic beverages.
24?
So hit the road.
Actually, I'm 23, and
23.
here's my ID.
Oh, my mistake, little man. Here, have an alcohol.
Ew.
On the house.
Beer?
Thank you.
Gross. Right?
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Who drinks beer? Gross.
Hi, I'm Bryson, and my most popular video is about how I look young. But that was 3 years ago. A lot has happened since then, and let me tell you.
He looks the
I
same.
still look young. Doctor said it's because of my genes, but I don't know what my pants have to do with any of this.
I mean, you'd rather look young than old, right? It's gonna help you in the future.
So today, we're gonna delve more into what it was like growing up as such a late bloomer.
It looks like you also have explosionitis.
What? I developed pretty normally at first, but
My
I
uncle had
started
that.
to notice some differences when I went to middle school. The other boys started getting bigger and taller, but I stayed fun-sized, as my mom would call it. I didn't really mind being a pipsqueak because it fit my vibe. I was the quiet kid who kept to himself and stayed under the radar drawing my silly little pictures.
Hey.
But the gap between me and the other boys only got worse as time went on.
You're that
This caused
short?
people
That's
to make
crazy.
comments and poke fun at me.
Wrong place, small fry. The elementary school is down
Oh,
the
brother.
street.
What a Disney Channel ass adult
Get it? 'Cause
bully.
he's small.
This is a Disney Channel bully.
Good one. Yeah, pipsqueak.
And they got the two henchmen.
I know what deodorant is, Derek.
Oh, you musty.
I went through middle school
You can't
and
recover
started
from
high
being
school
musty.
without growing at all.
It's a stain on your legacy.
I guess I'm just not like other boys. Most people just don't get me.
Oh,
With
God.
you, it's just simple.
Anime main
I'm glad
character.
we're friends.
Oh, brother.
Sorry,
Scratching
who
the
are you?
head.
At 16 years old, I was 5'2" and 80 pounds.
Woo!
I remember that because that's
5'2"?
seriously the size I was for like 6 years. I was definitely not an average teenage boy. I was great
That
at
is
hide and
crazy.
seek, however, I could not go outside if wind speeds were too high.
Yeah, you're too small for that,
my
man.
parents took me to see a doctor.
Yeah, he's definitely underdeveloped. I feel bad for him because men like to feel like alpha males. and he obviously isn't. I mean,
Beta.
Look at him.
Beta
So
male.
I recommend testosterone treatment.
This was a shock to me.
Oh, you got
I knew I was
testosterone?
small, but I
Okay.
generally tried to just ignore it and live my life. I figured that being uncomfortable in your body was kind of just part of being a teenager and that everyone grows at different paces. But
Yeah,
this
true.
medical professional told me that my body wasn't manly enough and then immediately suggested TRT to a 16-year-old.
Not
which
manly
I
enough.
think is pretty crazy. We even got a bone scan done and found out that my bone age was that of a 12-year-old.
He's
Okay,
laughing
here are
at
the
you.
results of the scan. Travel home safely now. This
Ooh.
dude's bones suck! I mean, look at it! That's just shoddy workmanship right there!
We then met with an endocrinologist
man.
and determined that I was healthy, just a late bloomer. He told me that I could choose to do the treatment or not, and I decided against it.
Okay,
I'm
good
the type
job.
of guy to kind of just let things play out.
The only thing that would really bother me would be the height. Like if I was 5'2" at 16 years old, I would be very upset because I was around 6 feet when I was 16 years old. So, you know, I would be upset. But the whole looking young shouldn't bother you too much, only because like in the future when you grow up and you're an adult and whatnot, you know, you're gonna be looking younger. All of your friends are gonna have receding hairlines and wrinkles and all this, and you're still gonna be looking young. So it's a blessing in disguise. It's not a blessing early on because when you're young, you want a mustache, you want to look older, you get the ladies. But when you're older, you want to look younger.
I've never dyed my hair or gotten a tattoo or a
Good
piercing.
job.
I knew
I've
that
dyed
this
my
kind
hair.
of intervention didn't
Blonde.
feel like me and that I was more of a default settings type of guy. So despite people's comments, I did what I felt was right for me. And looking back, it was arguably the more manly thing to do.
How tall
I
is he
was
now?
my own man who did what I thought was right, regardless of people disagreeing with me.
That's pretty
Bryson,
manly.
Just because they're called parachute pants doesn't mean they work like a parachute.
MC
Don't
Hammerhead
jump!
ass.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man.
Can't touch this. Do.
But on a more serious note, the comments about how small I was and that I didn't look or sound my age definitely bothered me for a while, and I
don't
felt
blame
pretty
you, yeah.
insecure about it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Especially when I started high school. It's part of the reason I never had any personal social media accounts. But around this time, I started my YouTube channel. It was
know where that
very
went.
new and exciting since I'd hardly used the internet before, except for watching funny dog videos. I made my first few videos and people were very nice, until they learned my age. And then it happened, my first hate comment. This guy is definitely lying about being 16. He sounds 12. I kept getting comments like that until finally I responded with,
I did think he was
don't care if you
younger.
believe me or not. I'm 16. Stop being rude. And in that moment, I had a breakthrough. Wait a minute. If I truly didn't care, I wouldn't have felt the need to stoop to their
reply.
level and
You wouldn't
respond.
reply if you
Maybe
didn't care, you
instead
know?
of projecting my issues in a futile online argument, I should be the best person I can be and only focus on what I can control.
There you
I can't
go.
please everyone, and no matter what I do, some people will disagree with me.
That's grown-up
And that's
thinking.
Okay.
I love
A
that.
breakthrough that many people online still haven't discovered yet.
And they never will discover.
I made my peace with
X
it
and
and
Instagram.
accepted that I was just going to grow up differently than most boys. And that's okay. And it wasn't long before I did start growing. A few years later, I met up with one of my friends who I hadn't seen in a long time, and he was shocked that my plateau at 5'2" was finally over and I
I'll tell
had
you.
shot past it to around 5'8". We hung
Okay,
out
5'8".
and ate dinner, and
Not
he
bad.
said,
Not
so
bad.
like, what did they do to you to make you grow? Nothing. We just waited. Did you think they put me in the Captain America super soldier device? Yes.
He gave him
And
temp
while I
V
still look younger than
from
I
The
am,
Boys.
As the years passed, something amazing happened.
You got even taller.
I'm tall now.
How tall
While
now?
this doesn't fix the problem area, it has been a nice consolation prize for suffering through school as the short kid. The slower you bake, the farther you rise. What can I say? I am the tallest of my siblings, standing at a
tall?
whopping, drumroll please,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
6'2".
Please hold your applause.
Whoa, Haminations is 6'2", bruh, is 1 inch shorter than me. And really, like, I feel like I'm 6'2 and a half, but you know, you round up the half. Come on now. That is actually insane. From going from 5'2" at 16, and now he's 23. I'm sure he stopped growing around like 2021. You jumped up to 6'2", a whole foot growth. That is actually nuts, guys. You know, there's still hope. There's still hope for all you short kings out there.
However, I am afraid that my theory about baking slower and rising farther will turn out all too true. Because my little brother Brenner is finally starting to shoot up and
Oh,
he
he's
might
gonna get
catch up to
taller.
me. And
Yep.
I don't like that.
You don't like
because
that?
He's the little brother. I just want to grab him and squish him back down to size so I can keep my crown. It was cool when I surpassed all my older
That's crazy.
siblings, but
6'2"?
him doing it would be cringe and stupid, so I'm not gonna allow it to happen.
Man, I feel you,
There.
bro.
Fixed.
I'm the tallest in my family. I would hate if my brother just
Despite my
randomly got taller.
cartoonish proportions, I'm glad I waited and let things take their natural course. And I'm also glad I waited because I stayed natty.
Ooh, Natty, look at you. Okay, he lives,
The
guys.
disadvantages of long legs is doing squats in the gym absolutely sucks.
Sucks
I
ass.
have to move the weight much farther than the average
Much
person just to
farther.
get to the proper depth. I was at the gym with my friend that's much shorter than me, and her set of squats was like,
Let me do it with ease.
and then mine were like,
And bro, I have some long ass legs too. I feel this.
that's one. You gotta do 12.
I feel this on another
But
level.
Being me comes with advantages too. Since I grew so slowly, everything was more spread out. So I never had growing pains or terrible acne. And
Wow.
as every person who's ever met me has already pointed out,
It'll work out when you're older, cause you'll be 50, but you'll look way younger.
That's what I
which
said.
I hope is true.
That's what I
What
said.
if I never look my age? I just look like this until I'm 45 and then boom, I'm an old man. Another advantage of looking young I've discovered since living on my own is that I can get door-to-door salesmen to leave me alone much
Oh,
faster.
my parents aren't home.
Hello, young man. Are your parents home?
No, they are not. I do love to make fun of Braden because when we're sitting next to each other, he's taller than me. But when we stand up, I shoot past him.
The legs.
Imagine your younger sibling being taller than you. That's embarrassing.
Look, guys, I feel this on a totally different level because I am the youngest, but I'm also the tallest in my family. And I would be upset if my brothers were to like just randomly grow. I'll be like, damn, bro, that was my whole crown. That was my whole personality right there, and you just took it from me. And doing squats while you're taller, short people do not understand. That's why their calves be thick as hell. That's why they have some thick ass legs. Cause tall people, it sucks doing squats. It hurts. We gotta go down way further. Oh my gosh, my back. I can just feel it now.
Wait, no. And I think it's funny that being tall is associated with doing sports.
Wow! How's
I didn't
the
do
weather
sports.
up there?
You don't have to.
Let me guess. Basketball player?
No, I draw pictures. Leave me alone. The day
I
I,
pl-
turned
I play
21,
games and watch
I decided
anime.
to do the rite of passage of going into a bar. I walked up to the bouncer, gave them my ID, and watched his brain break.
You didn't think it was a fake ID or something?
That's impossible! Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
What is this, a Star Wars reference? I don't
They
get it.
let me in, and I tried a non-alcoholic beer. Bryson, why didn't you just try a real beer? Because I'm
Non-alcoholic?
stupid sober. I don't want to know how stupid I am while drunk. Also, people say that when you're drunk, that it's like you, but more. But I'm already too much. That would be way too much.
That's kind of true. It brings out your
Hey,
true self,
guys.
in a way.
I love you guys.
Is that his butt?
Does anyone
What was
want
that?
to build a Lego set together? I'm
Yeah!
leaving. Anyway, the non-alcoholic beer tasted like yeasty, soggy bread water. 0 out of 10. But the wings were good. Then this guy, who could tell it was my first time in a bar, came up to me and said,
Welcome to bar life, son.
and I said, thank you. I am never coming back. And even at 23 years old, I'm still growing.
What?
I wasn't 6'2" until this year.
What?
Who knows? Maybe I'll never stop and I'll be
That's
10
not
feet tall
fair.
at age 30.
You're still
As time
growing?
goes on, people freak out less about
I
how
stopped
young
growing
I
at
look,
like
but
20.
it does still happen from time to time.
How old are you? You look 15.
I'm actually 23. But my height isn't the only thing that's 6'2". My wingspan is
Okay.
also 6'2", so,
So you sh-
my slap
you
range
should've been
is
a
pretty
hooper.
good.
You should've been a
I don't
hooper, bro.
usually slap people, but I could. Not to mention the range of my kicks. That's my plan for if I'm ever getting robbed. Oh, certainly, sir. I'll give you my wallet. Whatcha?
And then dodges the bullet too. Good luck with that,
If I
Neo.
hug my leg, my knee is higher than my shoulders, meaning that my femur is longer than my entire torso. I've got a tiny body
Sheesh.
and long legs.
Feel like mine
but
does that
it's
too.
Fine. Legs are probably more vital to the human body than the torso. Look, see, here we've got the, leggy parts, and of course the foot, very vital.
Thank you for
And
pointing that out.
meanwhile, the torso only has the heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys. It's totally overrated. Legs are better than important. Case closed. I'm glad I didn't try to change myself just to fit in, because it helped me learn to love myself unconditionally.
Imagine if he did
And
go
it
on
helped me find the
testosterone.
people who appreciate me for who I was.
Could've been like
As
6'5".
time goes on, I've discovered that the things that make me unique are the things that I love most about myself. The moral of the story is to remember that your differences make you unique, and you can use them to your advantage. Maybe you'll use your differences to make a funny YouTube video as a random non-specific
Maybe.
example. And it's okay to feel awkward while growing up. I am so glad that I valleyed in high school instead of peaking. Don't be just like everyone else. Be the best you that you
Yeah,
can
don't
be.
peek in high school. That's very embarrassing. We all know people like that. This is God designing him. But too much length, not enough thickness.
Oh, me. You also maxed out his silliness stat. Meh, it's probably fine.
Well, there you have it. Haminations is 6'2" and still growing. That I did not know. If anything, I thought he was max like 5'10", 5'11". But no, he looks young and he is still growing. So now I am a bit jealous, but hey, you gotta love yourself, right? That was the moral of this video, to love yourself. But that was it for this video, guys. My name is Prince Hawcom. Stay charmed, my friends.